So, what is it like to be fat in Korea? So before moving to South Korea, there were many things that were going through my head, and one of the few things that were going through my head were the perception. What would people think of me because I'm black, because I don't speak Korean, and because I'm bigger than most of the people that are going to be around me? Because a lot of Koreans actually tend to be very slim, and a lot of them, I would say, are actually skinny. And in this video, I'm going to get into what it's like being one of the bigger people in the crowd. So I'm going to break this video down into 3 parts. And the first part I want to talk about is the beauty standards in South Korea. So the beauty standards in South Korea are actually very high. So I made a previous video where I've talked about plastic surgery in Korea and how it's one of the highest countries with plastic surgery rates in the world. And so obviously, with that being the case, you do understand that Koreans do care about how they look. And so in my classes, because I'm a teacher here, I find a lot of my students, especially the girls, really pay attention to how they look. They'll be, staring in the mirror or fixing their bangs, fixing their hair, like every couple of minutes. And whenever they get a chance to look at the mirror, they have to just check and be like, oh, just make sure I'm okay, make sure I'm good and stuff like that. So they really do care about how they look. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is obviously because if they really care how they look and how they feel, then it's obviously going to lead to them judging other people and how they look and how they think they feel. So if you are somebody that's overweight, they're obviously going to look at you and think, wow, that person doesn't take care of themselves, or that person doesn't care how they look and whatnot. But this is not obviously something that everybody thinks, but this is something that obviously some Korean people do think. Obviously, I think the media has a very big influence when it comes to the beauty standards in this country. So I know a while ago there used to be a lot of beauty contests or beauty pageants or whatever you call them, and a lot of these shows were very glamorized on TV, and a lot of girls used to watch these types of shows. But I think it's kind of dying down now. But I know the Miss Korea, the woman that won recently, actually was controversial because she wasn't deemed as pretty, or she was bigger, or she weighed more than most people. I think a lot of K-pop artists actually contractually have to be at a certain weight in order for them to be considered beautiful or to be considered ideal. And so there's all these pressures and all these standards that they have to keep up in order to fit the Korean beauty standard. But this is obviously something that happens as well in terms of America and Canada. We obviously have, the Beyoncés or the Rihannas and stuff, and then people say, oh, did you hear Rihanna gained some weight, or did you hear Beyonce gained some weight, or this celebrity got a dad bod, or whatever we're talking about when somebody's gained maybe 5 or 10 pounds. So obviously all these perceptions, all these beauty standards that are, placed into our society have an influence on the generation that's watching it. But times are changing, so these days you find that men or the media is promoting a more curvy woman, or somebody that has more junk in their trunk, or whatever you want to call it. So the thick revolution is becoming a thing. So I guess maybe in Canada and America or in the Western world, that's more acceptable to have a little more weight on you these days. But in Korea, I feel like they're still kind of stuck on that skinny phase and stuff like that. And you even find men wear makeup here too. So the beauty standards are a little different than what you're used to. So now that I got that out of the way, let's talk about my personal experiences and the perception that I have had since my time in Korea. When I came in Korea, I actually used to weigh more than I do now. I have lost a little bit of weight, and that's for multiple reasons. So like I mentioned, the food in Korea tends to be much healthier than the food that I was eating back in Canada. And also the lifestyle that I'm living right now has changed. I don't have a car anymore. I don't drive around to it where I need to go, and I walk everywhere. And so obviously me walking everywhere and me getting a gym membership and doing all these different things has caused me to get in better shape than I used to be. But I never felt like I was the fattest guy around or like the unhealthiest whatever. But when I came to Korea, some of my co-teachers would mention certain comments here and there, and so they would ask me like, oh, so like how's things going, like what do you do, what are your hobbies, like do you work out? And then I'm like, oh, like yeah, I'm gonna get a gym membership soon. And then I remember that always keep following up saying like, oh, did you get a gym membership, are you doing this, are you going there, blah blah blah. and then they would always try to like, you know, drop hints here and there, like, oh, you should work out, or you should do this, you should do that. No one ever called me fat and stuff like that, but those are little like sneak disses that they throw in there, you know. And yeah, it's I remember mentioning a comment one time that, you know, my knee was hurting, and then one teacher at my school was saying like, oh, do you think you need to lose weight? And I was just like, did you just say that to me? There's a lot of times where it does get uncomfortable as well, like when you know, maybe sitting in a chair and like the chairs tend to be like smaller, because you know, Korean people tend to be smaller than most Westerners, and I'm just kind of like barely squeezing in. Or if I go to a restaurant and I'm sitting on the floor and you have to cross your legs, and I'm not really comfortable sitting on the floor with my legs crossed, so like after a while, like I'm moving my legs, I'm just kind of like, my feet are hurting and aching and stuff, and it makes you feel like, oh, I'm having a fat moment, and everybody else seems like they're cool and stuff. Or when you're walking to school and then you're all sweaty, and the thing is, the sweatiness has nothing to do with being, you know, overweight or anything like that. It's just that Korea is so humid and so hot. When you're walking outside as a, you know, a foreigner or a Westerner, it's not temperatures or an environment that you're used to. So when a Korean person is walking through the whatever temperature it is and they're not sweating, and you're walking and you're sweating, they kind of look at you like, wow, this person needs to lose weight. But I'm just like, every time I talk to my foreigner friends, they all have the exact same experience. They're like, bro, like I can't deal with this heat. I'm sweating all the time when I'm going to classes or when I'm just chilling. But then with them, they're like, nope, it's totally cool. And one more topic I wanted to touch on is shopping. So, shopping here is extremely difficult if you are bigger than the normal Korean person, which I am. So, luckily for me, when I did come to Korea, I ended up bringing a lot of different types of clothes with me. So I brought a lot of clothes that I could use for school, for, you know, different types of weather and stuff like that. So I haven't had to rely on shopping too much, but I have tried going shopping while I've been in South Korea. And I went shopping, and you know, in America and Canada, sometimes I wear large or extra large shirts and stuff like that. So we have, like, you know, American brands here. We have the Nikes, we have the, you know, whatever you can think about. We have the Ralph Lauren's or the Tommy Hilfigers and all that stuff. It's all here. So when I went shopping and I was looking for some of like the familiar brands that I know, and I was like, yeah, they're gonna have my size. Like, there's no way they're not gonna have my size. So I tried the large or the extra large shirts and stuff, and I'm literally just like pushing it down. I'm like, whoa, I'm losing weight and I can barely fit this extra large shirt here. I need like a triple XL here, like in order to like wear the clothes that will fit me over here. And obviously they don't have those sizes. So in terms of shopping, what you have to do when you're here is you have to either go on Amazon or you have to find a plus size store around you. So I have gone on the Korean websites and I tried to do some online shopping, and they don't have my sizes there. So Amazon is the best way, and then I just have to make sure that I'm ordering something that I know for sure is going to come and it's going to fit me. And then for the plus size stores, even though like if you're in the Western countries and you think of the plus size stores, we're talking like huge clothing. But no, here plus size stores are deliberately for foreigners. So in Itaewon is like the area where it's known as the foreigner hub in Seoul, where all the foreigners go to party and just, you know, experience a foreigner lifestyle while they're in Seoul. There they have like a plus size clothing store where foreigners can go and they can buy clothes that would fit them and that wouldn't fit normal Korean people. So that's kind of the way you gotta get around shopping around here, unfortunately. But anyways, in summary, I just wanted to make this video because I know that there's a lot of people that do come from the outside world that come in different shapes and sizes, and when they do come to Korea, they're not going to fit the normal Korean ideal body type, but that's okay. There's obviously ways you can get around it, and if you do find that there's people that do say some insensitive things towards you, don't take it too rudely, because from the most part they just want you to like look better or feel better and stuff like that, even though it's none of their business and they don't have to tell you that, or you don't have to feel that way. Don't take it the wrong way. I've been here for 10 months now, and I've had very, very few comments here and there of people saying things, but for the most part, everyone's been really respectful, and I have nothing really bad to say about them as a people when it comes to, you know, to weight and being, you know, bigger than the ideal Korean. So don't feel alarmed, don't feel scared coming here. You're okay no matter how big or small you are. So anyways, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, stay dreaming and stay chasing.
All right, so yo, dog, there's some good stuff and some bad stuff here. All right, here we go. So you started and it was a little weird for me, but dude, you know what? Yeah, I like this. Baby, a way to start it off, man. Yo, it was all right.
Thank you.
Yeah.